Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We are at Matchless Gifts, and actually, the shop is meant to be open. It's a little bit past 9, so if we get caught, then we'll be in trouble. And we might get interrupted if someone knocks at the door, then we need to go open it. But we just wanted to do a reading here with Srila Prabhupada and Matchless Gifts. So here we are. And where are we? Did you want to say anything?
No. Hands in first. It's okay. Canto 4, chapter 26, text 23. My dear wife, your teeth are very beautiful. Oh, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 23. My dear wife, your teeth are very beautifully set, and your attractive features make you appear very thoughtful. Kindly give up your anger, be merciful upon me, and please smile upon me with loving attachment. When I see a smile on your beautiful face, and when I see your hair, which is as beautiful as the color blue, and see your raised nose and hear your sweet talk, you would become more beautiful to me, and thus attract me and oblige me. You are my most respected mistress. Purport. An effeminate husband, simply being attracted by the external beauty of his wife, tries to become her most obedient servant. Sripad Sankaracharya has therefore advised that we not become attracted by a lump of flesh and blood. The story is told that at one time a man, very much attracted to a beautiful woman, wooed the woman in such a way that she devised a plan to show him the ingredients of her beauty. The woman made a date to see him, and before seeing him she took a purgative, and that whole day and night she simply passed stool, and she preserved that stool in a pot. The next night, when the man came to see her, she appeared very ugly and emaciated. When the man inquired from her about the woman with whom he had made an engagement, she replied, I am that very woman. The man refused to believe her, not knowing that she had lost all her beauty due to the violent purgative that caused her to pass stool day and night. When the man began to argue with her, the woman said that she was not looking beautiful because she was separated from the ingredients of her beauty. When the man asked how she could be so separated, the woman said, Come on, I will show you. She then showed him the pot filled with liquid stool and vomit.
Nectar.
Thus the man became aware that a beautiful woman is simply a lump of matter composed of blood, stool, urine, and similar other disgusting ingredients. This is the actual fact. But in a state of illusion, man becomes attracted by illusory beauty and becomes a victim of Maya. There you go.
We're all eagerly waiting to hear your deep and profound, powerful insights into the liquid beauty pastime.
You're men a bit silly anyway, so when they get attracted, yeah, they act silly. What can you say?
I think we'll have to study that one for a few hours, maybe even a few days. Yeah.
But it's true, right? Yeah, in where was it? Central London. Piccadilly Circus, was it? That museum. It was really gross. I never went in there. And it had like these, it was museum of bodies, but just flesh. And meaning the skin was taken off and it just had different bodies in different poses. So you could see what's being described in the sense.
muscle and the veins.
And it was really gross to look at. And I mean, I didn't go in, but it was there and Harinams would pass there. And obviously there were adverts for it. And And I was thinking one time, this like, oh, I find it so gross to even look at like a poster of advertising it, let alone obviously go in and look at it. Some devotees did, and they found it fascinating, you know. And then I realized, because when you take off this thin layer of this skin, what Prabhupada used to say, skin bag, it's pretty. The beauty that they say is just skin deep. You know, you literally just, like, even if you just cut yourself, like, I can't even look at blood, mine or someone else's. So it's like, even if someone cuts themselves, you're like, ugh. Hopefully they don't cut them, you know. Nobody gets amputated around me because I don't know what I'm going to do, but or whatever, you know, I ain't going to have to help them. But it is literally, isn't it? It's just this skin that is the beauty, you know, covering up all what reality of the material body is. Because you'd be gross without your skin on.
Thanks.
No, it's true, isn't it? You know, like, what is it, Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, whoever these people are, and that. You know, like, if you took the skin off, no one's going to be running after them. No one's going to be, oh my God. It's like, it's gross. Who wants to be around that? It's just gross. So it's such a powerful point that Prabhupada is making here. It's literally just skin deep. It's just, and it's such a powerful illusion.
Yeah, probably. You're done?
For now.
Okay. I have permission to speak?
I guess.
Because it says, you know, I have to become the obedient servant.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. So, Srila Prabhupada called this the skin disease also. In different ways, understanding that, we're attached to the skin, and you mentioned the skin bag. So, it just covers up. Like you can see, even when you see pulsy veins sticking through, you think, oh, that's not so attractive. But imagine if you just peeled that off and it was all just sticking. It'd be like, like you said, it's really nasty. The other thing is that the skin disease is that we judge other people according to the color of their skin, the gender, I guess you could say, of their skin, although that's more than skin. But then the final point on that is that, you mentioned that my attraction is skin deep, and this pastime of liquid beauty means that, if you don't find me attractive now, then you must be attracted to what was there before. Because you liked me before, then after the purgatories, you're not attracted. So what you must be attracted to is all the stuff that came out of me. So imagine, let me give that to you. And that's beyond just looking at the muscles and all that. That's like the other internal ingredients, which Prabhupada says makes up the skin bag, which is mucus, bile, air, stool, semen, things like that. All the blood, all of this stuff is, and she put all this nectar into this little pot and gave it to the guy.
That's gross.
It is gross, but it's interesting. It's kind of like it's kind of like the neti process. Okay, so you're attracted to something, but it's not me because I'm here, and you're not attracted to me. And what's the difference? Like Prabhupada would say, what's the difference between a living body and a dead body? Well, obviously the absence of the soul, but here in this case, what is the difference between what you were attracted to before and what you're not attracted to now? So let me find that stuff that you must be attracted to. But we know that's not it either. So what is it? So then this idea of it being skin deep, and I really appreciate you saying if I didn't have any skin, I'd be ugly and you wouldn't be attracted to me. That's great, thank you. But hopefully we've gone beyond that point, because if Krishna forbid, but we never know what's going to happen. If something happens and my skin gets burned to smithereens and I'm still me, I'm still the spirit soul, but I'm inside a body, and this is a point, that we often look at bodies that are ugly or deformed, or bodies that have become damaged, and we forget that, that's just the machinery. So the machinery has become damaged, but the person is deeper than the machinery. The person is the fluids inside, and it isn't the skin or the externals, or, you know, if you said someone gets amputated. So if someone doesn't have an arm, or someone is born in a body that just doesn't look the way that other bodies might normally look, then we have this tendency to prejudge and be prejudiced towards that. So yeah, for me, hearing this is really powerful. It's very relevant to take on board just how much enamored we are with the material energy, and how judgmental we can be about things that are really external, and not going deeper to understand who is that person. Who is that person? Now imagine if the guy had showed up and said, oh, I'm not sure what happened to you. Are you okay? My goodness, you look sick. I'm so sorry. Is everything all right? Is there anything I can do for you? And all of a sudden what he shows is attraction for her, the soul, for her, the person, as opposed to being attracted to, the nasty ingredients, which he isn't attracted to that either. So that's a whole nother kind of conversation. But okay.
Yeah, it's true.
What's true?
Well, everything you said.
Yay! Haribo! We have made great progress today.
Someone. Oh no, it's okay.
Is it our friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not friend. A quick point. When I was, I don't know when, maybe I was secondary school, I don't know. But it was in England, London. One soldier came back, I don't remember which war, that would help in the time thing, but it was a war. He came back and he sadly, you get hurt, he got kind of like some bombs were going off near him. And so I think he had 90% or 80% burns, and definitely had them. I mean, I can still remember his picture, and he had them super deformed on his face. His skin's burnt. And his fiance was waiting for him, and they were supposed to get married. And then the picture of when you see him wasn't as famous or well known as the picture, because she did marry him, but. So on the wedding day, he's looking, I mean, you're like, what happened, You yourself are feeling like, because, like you said, if a little bit of this thin layer of skin is damaged in any way, we also feel like...
Self-conscious.
Yeah, like, because it's... So she looked miserable. There's one picture, it's very famous, and everyone could just predict what was going to happen. And she didn't hang around for long after that, actually. Some reason she went through with the wedding day, but she didn't hang around. And I was thinking, yeah, before he left, they were engaged, and they were happy because they give all the life story. And then he's in the army, so obviously he got called up, whichever war it was. I don't know if it was a Gulf War or whatever, but. I know. But anyway, yeah. But the point is, it was very sad. It was very sad, and it brings this point up because it was the same man, and it was the same man who was doing what she knew he'd signed up to do when they met. He's in the army, and they had all these plans when he comes back from whichever amount of time he had to do out there. And then the date was set for the wedding. You have big hopes and dreams, and he came back, but because of this disfiguration of the external, for her, you're not the same. I'm not able to relate to this man. So they know the same point. And it's not in any way to criticize this lady at all, because I'm not judging her in that way. But it's like, then you have to think, what was it then that you attracted to in the man, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
It's not, because he was still, in fact, if anything, he was not only the same man, but he came back in need.
Yes.
There was a serious, because he was traumatized, and physically traumatized, but internally, and as far as I'm aware, anyway, I think he took his life. I think he couldn't deal with it. But this was after he left her and just having to deal with life, which is a separate, it's very sad, very sad.
Yeah, don't
but it's very sad. So, but yeah, I'm just remembering it when we're reading this. That what would you do? You know, what would you do?
Yeah, we can all reflect deeply. What would I do?
What we reflect, what you would do.
You're asking me to ask what I would do.
Yeah.
If you went to war and you came back with 80% of your body burned up, I'd still hang out with you.
Thank you. Let's read the next.
What would you do?
Yeah, I help you.
You help me. Okay. Dear Lord Sri Hari. Yeah, I know there's one paragraph left to finish, but it just reminds me, there was ages ago, actually it was a band called Metallica, some of you may know. It was the first video they ever did. They never did that for ages. Then they did a video for this song called One, like the number one. And it was all about this guy that basically lost his arms and his legs and couldn't speak, but it was clear that he was still alive and he was inside of this shell and people were trying to look after him. And it was like, yeah, intense video. So yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. Okay, I'm going to read the last paragraph, then we're going to finish. King Puranjana begged his queen to return to her original beauty. He tried to revive her just as a living entity tries to revive his original consciousness. Krishna consciousness, which is very beautiful. All the beautiful features of the queen could be compared to the beautiful features of Krishna consciousness. When one returns to his original Krishna consciousness, he actually becomes steady and his life becomes successful. So, yeah, so she had become upset and dismayed with him, and he's begging her to come back to it. But Prabhupada is saying in the same way that he's begging her to come back to her normal situation, we should be begging to come back to our normal situation, to be Krishna conscious. So we can end on that positive note, that let us all pray intensely and deeply that we return to our original Krishna consciousness also.
I just want to say something. No, because it's not related to this. So we're in Master's Gifts and you were just listening to Leela and Rita, and because he changes Prabhupada's outfit.
Clothes. He's not like a clown. His outfit.
Clothes every week. And so he's listening to Leela and Rita, and it was about, sadly, when Prabhupada had heart attack when he was here in New York, let alone when he was on Jaladusa, but when he was here. And the one thing that stood out that was that Prabhupada, because he had enough, he didn't want to be dealing with, they wanted to poke and prod him and needles and operation, all this. And when they got him out of the hospital, they were taking him up somewhere far away in New York to recuperate, but he wanted to come to Matchless Gifts. Did I get that right? So to pay his respect, because this is a temple. And then he came in and he offered prostrated full dandavat obeisances in front of Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, his guru. So that means here, because that's not the original painting, but the painting, my understanding, was there. So that means Prabhupada prostrated on the ground, literally there. You can show there. That's the ground. No, so they can see.
Gotcha.
Okay, put it on me now. So that's quite a nice thing to end on, that, just because sometimes you can take things for granted for us because we come here all the time, and maybe even for viewers. I don't mean that in a way to disrespect, but okay, they Matchless Gifts again. When it's first done, it's like, oh my God, you're Matchless Gifts. But when I heard that, I thought, so Prabhupada's lotus body was laying there, literally there. That in itself was amazing. In front of his spiritual master's painting when he came out of hospital with these heart attacks. So that's quite I found that quite, wow. They're literally there. And that's actually where I sit when we're here for programs. But anyway, but Prabhupada's lotus feet have been all over this place. But
Amazing. We're blessed and fortunate.
yeah.
Okay, thank you all very much. And probably, yeah, we'll be speaking to you again soon. Hare Krishna. Please
Hare
remember to
Krishna.
like, subscribe.
Comment, share.
Hare Krishna.